with a video that I'm calling this and that, this versus that. I stamped out some of the two of the Annabelle Spenceley stamps, right? Okay, let's get in a little closer. There we go. So I stamped out the stamp sets, and I am trying to see which one looked the best, or which one worked the best, which medium functions better. So for this one, I used watercolor pencils for this one, or watercolors, plain watercolors. I used the Arteza watercolors to paint this one. And for this one, I used Blick Markers. And I want to do a comparison because we work with a lot of projects. We use a lot of mediums, and we try to figure out which one is best for us, but sometimes we don't know which one is working the best or will do what we want it to do. And so that is why I'm doing this kind of this versus that type of video. So first of all, when I used the watercolor, I could not control the brush. Okay, so I used the Arteza. This is the 36 color Arteza watercolor paints. They were really decent to work with. I really like this. I like the colors. I have a problem with controlling the water brush. I use a water brush like this type of thing that has the water in it. This water brush drips a lot. It's not supposed to. You're supposed to be able to hold that chamber, press it when you need water, and when you don't, it should be good. I'm having a problem with that. I'm having a total problem with controlling the drips, and I've changed brushes, and so I'm gonna have to go back to paint brushes because that water brush seems to be just too much. For this one, I actually use Blick Markers. Also, this one is on watercolor paper, which came from Arteza, the Arteza watercolor, and this one is Hammer Mill paper 110 that I use for markers. Okay. The one thing that I did notice that was kind of distracting to me was when I did the marker one. This is how many pens I used. I kept them together just to show you all of these colors, trying to get them blended together and having a variety of colors. That's a lot of pens. That's the reason why we use so many. We have to have so many pens because we use a lot just for this little small stamp. This is what I had to use, and I didn't even do real blending with this. Just think if I had done real blending, how many pens I really would have used. That's one of my major drawbacks. With this here, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors, and that was it. Because I had the ability to control the light and dark for each color. So for like the face, I used a brown, but I took away the color. So I put the color on there and I dabbed with a paper towel to color it back and bring back some of that color so it wasn't so dark. So that was a plus, that I did not have to use so many colors. So my 36 color palette was fine to use, as opposed to using, I have 144 of the Blick markers, and I use quite a bit of them. How many is this? 2, 5, 10, 15, 16 markers on this one design. On here I use 6. That's one of the drawbacks when you're using markers. Also, I had a problem with bleeding with these markers. The bleeding that I had with the watercolor, all I had to do was dab with the paper towel, and it came right up. Or I used some more water and I fixed it, and it was pretty good. One of the things that I did notice with the watercolor is, in order to get a thicker or deeper color, I had to go over it more than once, and it left what I consider was a watermark that I did not like. I know most of the time when you're using watercolor and you're doing a finished project, you often use another medium on top of the watercolor. But for the purpose of this, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to show the difference between the two. I could blend with the markers, with the Blick markers better than I can do water blending, mainly because I don't know how to do a lot of water blending without it running into each other. Because when you are using water, if you color in the area, if I had colored this brown hair and then colored her face, that brown would have fed into that and seeped into that, so I would have to wait for it to dry. I'm sure that I can probably do some kind of color blending once when I use color pencils. When I use color pencils, you can color normally like you normally do and then blend with the water. And I'm going to try that with my next set of verses, because I'm doing watercolor pencils and I will do regular pencils. That'll be my next verses. I noticed that the watercolor, this texture really helped. The fact that I had a tooth to pick up and take it, the water, that was a plus for the watercolor paper. The chamomile paper, it was very smooth. It was very easy to work with. It took the stamp on the second try very dark. I used waterproof ink, and I use alcohol proof ink. I think that's how it goes. So you can be able to color on each one. So it's definitely a difference in the ink you use for each one. You don't want to use an ink that will spread or cause the black to run. And so if you're using a watercolor ink, you have to use a watercolor. Let me see. So I used alcohol proof finesse, and that's what this is on. And then this is the waterproof one, and it's all the Crafter's Companion ink. And so you have to be careful about the type of ink that you use. And if you're using what we print out, so digitals, make sure that you heat set your inks. Like, run these through a laminator so you can heat set the ink, so you don't have to worry about it running also if you're using digital images. So what do you think? A or B? Which one do you like the best? Which one would you prefer? Do you work with watercolors? Are you a watercolor artist? Have you tried the markers? Which medium do you like the best? You tell me which one. I think this is much smoother because of the smooth paper. It went down really well. This one had texture, so this is more of a textural design in my opinion. But I want your opinion. Tell me which one you like better. Watercolor or regular ink? I want you to be the judge. Tell me which one you like the best. And the colors there were no way that I could match the colors because I was using 2 different color ranges, different kinds of markers, different kinds of things. But tomorrow, when I do the next video versus I'm going to use Arteza watercolor pencils, and I'm going to use Arteza regular pencils, color pencils. So the colors will be the same. So you'll be able to see the difference using the same colors. Okay? So that was the first thing that we did. The next thing is, I know everybody watched my video from yesterday. My haul video from the the generous Mary Moore, who sent me a lot of the supplies, the haul that I did on yesterday. And so I wanted to show you some of the things that I made because I was very excited to get started working with it. So I used this set of stamps that she sent me, and I used this stamp set of the flower house, and I used the Crafter's Companion 3D embossing folder. These were the three major tools that I used. So the embossing folder looked fabulous. She sent me some glitter paper, a pad of glitter paper. And so I put a piece of glitter paper back here. So this card is ready to go. All I need to do is put a sentiment or something on it, and it is ready to go. And it's 5x7. And I just really wanted to check out the embossing folder to see what the design was. And it's actually very gorgeous. This is really gorgeous. And you can do it this way, or you can do it that way. So I was able to cut it out with no problem, straight in my Gemini, and punch out the little extra pieces. But this was wonderful. And I used the paper that she gave me, which was this wood grain paper. So I used the wood grain paper, and I die cut it out. So that was the first one. Then I used this one where I used just the die itself, and I used the flower here, and Have a Beautiful Day is here. So I made this card. The brick backing here is an embossing folder that I already had with some gray paper that I already had. So I used that gray paper. I embossed it to make it look like a brick pattern. And if it was standing up like this, it would look like this sign was against a brick wall, which was the effect I was trying to do. And I used this little butterfly, came from one of the Annabelle Spenceley's, I think, stamp set, because I felt that it was kind of lacking something on this side. It was unevenly proportioned because I didn't center this plant. And then I used some archival ink, and I just went around the edges with the archival ink very softly, so it looks very soft. I used Copic markers to color these in and to color in the flowers, because my Copics, I only have like about 200 Copics, so they sit on my desk, and everything else I pull from everywhere else. So that was the first one that I did. And then, or that was one of them that I did. And then I did this one because I really wanted to use this flower house. I thought that was really gorgeous. If you can see, I used some Winka Stella. Oh yeah, you can see it right there where I glittered on that pink. That pink and green was really pretty. I used that same wood grain paper with that brick pattern, so that I had that brick pattern on it. I love that brick pattern. It's an embossing folder. I don't know where I got it from, but you can find brick pattern embossing folders from anywhere. I think I got it from Joann's or Michael's or something like that. And it's just a plain brick pattern, but it's really pretty. And then I'm going to put some of these pots and stuff in here to complete this card itself. And then I'll put something on the inside. Because this is matted very heavily, I'm going to do a matte layer on the inside to make the weight of this card better. But I also popped up that, if you can see, I popped up the little house because I'll stick the plants in there and make it look like the plants are in the store window. So that is what this card is going to look like. And then I made this card, and I used that wood grain paper. It's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And so I like to use up all of the one cut. And I still have, I think, one more piece of that paper. Oh, it's right here. I have one more piece that I can make another card from. Oh, also, I forgot. On this card, in order to get this green backing, this was a white sheet of paper, and I used my opal polish, and I just went over that sheet of paper. I had a scrap, and I put that opal all over there, and then I cut it 3 by 3, 3 by 3.5 to put it in the window, so I had a backing piece of paper. And that's the key. If you never bought any kind of paper, anything like that, you can always make your own paper. You can always make your own paper. You can make everything the colors that you need. If I need this pink and I didn't have it, all I would do is take my marker. I would take, actually is this pink here. All I would do would be to take my Copic marker on the broad tip side, just like this, all the way across to whatever I needed. And then I would cut this out. So you can make your own paper. Don't think that you always have to buy papers. You don't have to always buy papers. You can make your own papers. With this, you can make your own papers with ink pads, just like I did with this opal polish, which I pull out quite often. I have quite a few of them. And all you do is dip in here, get a decent amount, and then wipe it back, because you don't want too much on your sponge, and lightly go over the spot that you want. And that's how you add color to a white sheet of paper. And now I cut this out, and that's how I put that in there. Just like that. Simple as pie. So never think that you have to buy a whole bunch of packs of colored paper. Use your tools to create your color paper. Use your tools to create what you need. So for this, it's dry already. If you can see that, it's dry. So if I wanted to take, say, this stamp, this is also a stamp set that Mrs. Moore sent me. I can take this and stamp it right there. Let me get one of my quick dries. It's one of my quick dry inks and a stamp pad. We're going to do it like that. Okay? So this is just one of my quick dry inks right here. Okay? And I'm just going to stamp this right on here. And now I have a design that I can just cut out. And that is just as simple as that. Now I can just cut this out with an oval or a rectangle or something like that, and put it right on my design, because I created the backing paper, I stamped right on it, and I have my own design. And it's really simple as that. So when you go somewhere and you see all these papers, you don't have to buy them all. You don't have to do that. You can create your own papers directly from your stamp sets. And I might do a quick series on creating papers, so then I can show you how we can mimic the same things that we get and that we buy. We can mimic that with the supplies that we have. So I can take this stamp set and stamp a butterfly all over the page in different ways, and now I have a butterfly stamp set. I can take 3 colors and do it all over the page, and now I have a full page. Hi, Dr. E. Hi, Bonnie, Bonavie, Bonavie, Bonavie. Yes. You didn't get a notification. I don't know why you're not getting a notification. You should if you're subscribed. And do you have it on all notifications when you hit the subscribe button? You should get a notification then. I don't know why. Thank you for joining me. I'm just showing you some of the things that I did with the supplies that I got from Mrs. Moore yesterday. I was excited and I really wanted to make something right away with some of the things that she gave me. And so I was really hyped to do it last night. So I stayed up to 2 o'clock playing with the supplies, trying to do something different. And so I was really happy. Always never fails. That dog gets to barking as soon as I get on the camera. Turn on my camera. So I'm going to put the plants in here from the little storehouse. This little thing is fabulous. This kit, I'm going to make a lot of stuff with this little scene. My husband seen it, was like, oh, look at the bike. It's so cute. Thank you, Dr. E. I appreciate that. You know, I just was trying to put some together last night using the supplies because there's just so much. I'm so happy that I got this supplies from her. And I was just showing how you can make your own paper, which is what I did for this inner piece. I made that myself with the do y'all use this opal polish or any of the polishes? Do anybody use these? I love these because you can quickly make your own paper so quick. This is quicker than using like a sponge and ink because the sponge is already in here and the ink is in here and it dries uber fast. Like I just did that. It dries quickly. Yeah, it was an exclusive kit from, it was the 2019 kit from Hero Arts because I looked it up last night. I love this. I'm so excited. I wish I had the full kit. I might have to go join the kit club for Hero Arts because this is fabulous. And I cut them all, the pieces off yesterday or last night, and it's really beautiful. This is a beautiful stamp set. I'm so happy about this. Oh, okay. So hopefully you'll be able to get them now. Hopefully you'll be able to get the um notifications. But I'm super excited about all of this stuff. But I wanted to do the my this versus that. So let me know which one you like the best. Do you like A better or B better? Watercolor or Blick Markers? I love Blick Markers. They are a comparison to Copics. I've been told that they're a really close comparison, and so I bought the set. You like the watercolor better? I like the watercolor better too. My husband liked the markers because he was like it's smoother, but I love the watercolor texture, and so I just can't control the brushes. Those watercolor brushes that water is. I don't like that. I'm gonna have to start just using my regular brushes. I do have the Arteza brush set. I have a lot of their stuff. When I seen it, I bought it and I was like, yay! And so I have the Arteza full brush set. I think it was like 15 brushes, and I also have the silverback brushes. I love those silverback brushes also. Hold on, let me show you. Um, okay, really. Okay, of course, as soon as I get to looking for them, I can't find my brushes. Where are my brushes? I got too much stuff in this room. But I do. I have the silverback brushes, but they suck up a lot of water in the bristles, but they're easier to control because they're an actual paintbrush. Because I could, that's the one limitation, because I only had 36, this is way the 36 um colors of paint. I couldn't get close to this color. I could not get close to that color. Now I like that color face too, because this one, it looks a little pelly chalky kind of, but I really love this one. I love doing the watercolor one. I know that we're going to have to put like a pencil or something on top. um I know we can make backgrounds. We're gonna have to make some backgrounds. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you for today. Tomorrow I'll be back. I'm using watercolor pencils on watercolor paper, and then I'm using colored pencils on the same paper, the hammer mill paper. So then we can kind of see. Yeah, I like that face on with those markers. Those Blick markers are really wonderful. They really work well, and they're not as long as Copics, but they're kind of more ergonomic to me, because when I'm working with them, my hand, it fits nicely because of the shape of it. I like these markers, and the colors are really, really good. They have some really good colors, and it's a brush. It's a brush pen also, which is the reason why I didn't buy any more. I know, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put them right on my scan and cut, so I don't have to worry about fussy cutting, because I don't like fussy cutting. That's a lot of work. Where's my paintbrushes? I'm gonna have to go scout out and find out where my paintbrushes are, because I need them anyway. Um, there you go. Got them right there. No, nah. Paintbrushes, where are you hiding? Okay, y'all. Um, so that's what I wanted to show you today. So I'll be back tomorrow to show you the other two sets of this, and I probably will pull out some more stuff out of the box from Miss Moore, so I can show you some more stuff made with her supplies. As soon as I looked over, I found my paintbrushes. Ha! I found my paintbrushes. See, I have these paintbrushes. These are the Arteza, and these are the silver black. I got the travel size because it was just easier to work with. But these are some really nice brushes. I love these brushes. You see that? I love these brushes. No, I haven't. Use the colored pencils on top of the alcohol markers. I never tried that. Okay, I'm gonna have to get at a try. Okay, Dr. E, I'm gonna get at a try, because I know you can use them on watercolor, but I never thought to use them on top of markers. Okay, so what do you do? Do you like, so I would pick the no, I couldn't pick the same colors unless I was using the same brand. So I need to come close to the color. Um, so I need to pick the swatches correctly. So pick the colors that are closest to these colors and use them on top. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that. I've never tried that before. That might be one of my versus videos. Oh, let me show you something else I've been working on. Remember, I told you that I'm going to be doing my own line of stickers that I'm coming out with for Black Friday. Well, I started cutting out some of my designs. Oh, um, I'm still working with the cutting tool because my, what do you call that thing? Cameo is garbage in my opinion. I have to throw it away. I'm going to throw it away. I just bought a 4 today because it was just, it's not cutting. And it hadn't been cutting for a long time, and I just been holding on like, oh, I can fix it, but it's not working. But this is one of my sticker sets. This is one of my sticker sets. Thank you, Dr. E. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm going to have regular stickers that's like this type here. This is one of the first ones that I did. That's one side and that's the other side. And so I'll have regular ones like this in packs, and then I'll have some like this in on sheets. But I have to wait for the cameo to come in, and I have to wait for sticker paper because they'll be glossy. But this was just regular paper. So I'm going to be using glossy sticker paper. And I wasn't going to use sticker paper for these because I was going to use a regular paper for that. But then I said, well, people who would just put, tape on the back, I might as well just make them stickers. And so there'll be glossy stickers, and I have like a full set with, these are all in different colors, different types of purses. And then all of these will be in sets by themselves. Yeah, there'll be 3D stickers. Yes. I'm going to try to do some. Let me say that. I'm going to try to do some 3D stickers, but because of the cutting, that might be a problem, but I'm going to see if I can accomplish it, because what I'd have to do is not put that white border on it and then cut it out. But sometimes it cuts weird when you do that. But I'm going to try and see. Oh, look, we had a lot of rain yesterday. It was horrible. It was storming, lightning, thundering, so it probably is. So yeah, this is what I'm working on right now. So just a sneak peek on what I'm working on and getting it done, and it'll be the shop I'm gonna open up on uh Black Friday. So this is just a sneak peek of what, and this one's gonna be called the Red Light Collection. And then I have a whole lot of desserts with cherries and blueberries and oranges and apples and cherries and all that kind of stuff. What I'm working with, commercial licensed products. I bought the commercial license to them. Yeah, I got the commercial licenses, and I talked to the artists to get the commercial licenses for all of the stuff that I'm using, that I have. Because I don't want to steal people's stuff, because I can't draw. So I get in touch with other people who can draw, and I give them my vision, and I tell them what I want, and they do it for me. And so this is the first one. So my problem right now is cutting machines. Those cutting machines are crap. Like, I think it might be the user, but well, my silhouette hasn't been working for years. Like at least 2 years, I haven't gotten that thing to work. So it's not, the silhouette is the problem. So I just bought a new one. It was between that and the Cricut, and I have a Cricut Maker, but I design in silhouette and then I upload to Cricut. And I was like, why don't I just design in silhouette and print to silhouette? So that's why I bought a Cameo 4. And I was going to buy the portrait, but it was $70 cheaper. But it was $70 cheaper, but the regular Cameo 4 could do so much more. So I bought the Cameo 4. Yeah, I bought the Cameo 4. And if you don't know, HSN has free shipping this today. So go on over there if you see something you want. They have free shipping. And so I just bought it from HSN because I didn't have to worry about trying to leave out the house and try to pick one up from Joann's. And so I just bought it from them. And it'll be here next week. So which will give me enough time to finish doing all the designs for these, because I know what I want. The designer is just doing what I want. So I'm excited. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I am an enabler. I I want everybody to have all the stuff I have, so when I'm doing my classes and stuff, all I have to do is say, "Hey, this is what we're doing. Here go the stuff. Use these supplies." So I am an enabler. I have so much stuff, so I'm gonna be making up kits with the stuff that Ms. Moore sent me, and we're gonna be doing some card swaps and designs. Yeah, they'll work with the Cricut also, definitely. I just had to. I've been doing them, but my problem is when I do the designs in Silhouette, I take them over to the Cricut and I cut it out. And if I have a mistake, which I've had, like you can see on these that, well, you probably can't see it, but I can see it. I can see that there's a red line here. And it is not supposed to be a red line. I was supposed to make that line white. And I didn't. I didn't change the stroke to white. And so it's red. And so when I uploaded it to Cricut, it printed red as opposed to not print at all. I know, Dr. E, I have so many supplies. I do. You make these smaller or these smaller? Because these are 1.5 by 2. So make these smaller or these smaller, because these are kind of small. Oh yeah, it's maybe about the same size. So I can do that. I can make them smaller. I was just trying to make them fit on this size page that I was using. That's why. But I definitely can make them. Well, no, because stuff like this can't be smaller because it's already tiny. So yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna be the wonderful endeavor. I literally work all day trying to get this stuff right. I done deleted it and started over so many times that it's driving me crazy. No, they're not gonna be digital downloads. They're gonna be physical stickers. Physical. They're gonna be physical stickers. Cause I don't know about digital downloads. This is all new to me. I'm just jumping out there by faith. That's all. That's the reason why I'm doing this. Thank you, Dr. E. Sounds like my puppy want to come inside, so I better go. You've been outside playing and sitting, soaking up some sun. Such that it is. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I love that y'all on here with me. I love talking to you, getting your ideas and seeing what's going on. Don't forget. Stamp figures, they would be a too large. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh yeah, maybe so. I don't know. We'll have to test out some sizes and see. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go finish moving out of my office. Because I've been paying for an office for months that I can't go in, so I finally gave it up and said, never mind. Just work from home like you've been working for the last few months. So I gotta go move stuff. Well, I'm not moving it. My husband and them. So, all right. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow with another episode of Versus. Uh, I'll be doing watercolors versus color pencils. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. You stay safe also.